Hello, friends. Welcome to Friday Night Live with Huhnkie episode 251, 251. Happy Friday. Yeah, happy Friday evening. Oh, yeah, I am like really hungry. But let's do stretching just a little bit. Wow, I'm hungry. So after work, I stopped by a nice kind of sports bar, like Bar and Grill, kind of Midtown Anchorage, and had just one beer after ordering some food, to go box, like burger and fries. Yeah. Sometimes I do that in Wasla too. Yeah, like Tegero, wonderful place. Yeah, and other places too. Okay, so yeah, it's nice. Yeah, so today at the Bar and Grill in Anchorage, yeah, I was the only one who was alone. Other people Friday night, I mean Friday evening, so they are with other people. But it's okay. I mean it was there's some moments that's of awkwardness and uncomfortableness, but it's okay. Yeah, just happy single guy. Yeah, don't call yourself incel, okay? Because involuntary celibate, yeah, involuntary that's too negative, okay? So yeah, call yourself happy single guy or happy single lady. Okay, yeah, incel is just not a good concept, okay? Uh, so I had a dream last night, like it's interesting. Where there's some American university and there's some very smart looking Korean students and both males and females. Yeah, in the dream, yeah, I had nice chat with them. Yeah, yeah, like graduate students there in the dream. Okay, yeah. Very smart looking. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's say 5 is break. Okay, yeah, it's because I am too hungry. Woo! Hungry, hungry, hungry. Yeah. Oops, forgot to ventilate. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, woo, heavy. Oh. There we go. Okay. Yeah, it's beautiful outside, but it's kind of chilly, so I'm gonna insulate. Okay, let's grab some drinks. Yeah, happy Friday. Uh-huh. Ooh, hungry. Now let's continue the discussion of like evolution, religion, history. Okay, yeah. Yeah, welcome to Human Show. Uh, weekend edition. That will be called Friday Night with Huhnkie. Okay. Sorry about hair. Not so optimal hair. Was redo? Sure. Give it more park. Just wing it. Now, okay, so okay, let's start with Judaism. Okay. So uh kosher, okay, the dietary restriction in Judaism. Uh so their belief system is this, okay? Told their God told prophet, their prophet, like Prophet Moses, Mr. Moses, and through the voice of prophet, God commanded them, yeah, do not eat shrimps, squid, octopus, do not eat them. So you're only allowed to eat scaled fish in the water. Do not eat catfish because it has no scales. So in their belief system is God's command. So that's why they still obey it. Okay, so uh, but even today they obey many of them, Judaists all around the world. Okay, so they do not eat catfish, they do not eat shrimp, they do not eat clams, conch, the sea snail. Okay, so because they believe that God forbade them from eating it. Okay, so okay. It's their belief system, and I respect their religion, Judaism, yes. But from scientific point of view, okay, modern day standard, shrimp, octopus, squid, catfish, they're not toxic, and as long as they're fully cooked, there's no health issue of eating those water animals from scientific point of view. Okay, now as an outsider to Judaism, okay, uh, I will take the liberty to say this. Come up with a theory, okay? It's a theory. I'm not saying it's the truth. It's just theory, okay? And I do not like my hair yet. So one possibility is this, okay? One possibility is this. Back in the days of Moses, Mr. Moses, like 5,000 years ago in Israel, okay? Maybe humans, not God, but humans came up with the theory where catfish, yeah, they live in the mud, kind of muddy bottom. In the freshwater catfish kind of looks muddy, dirty. So maybe they theorized that maybe it's dirty fish that's not safe to eat. Okay. In the ocean, yeah, shrimps, lobsters, they are bottom feeders. They're at the bottom of the ocean, okay? And clams, conch, like sea snails, okay? Yeah, they crawl on the bottom of the ocean, so all the debris, like dead ocean animals, sink down in the ocean, so it's very dirty, unclean. Animals bottom of the ocean, so maybe it's not safe to eat those bottom feeder ocean animals. Maybe there was theory by humans, like including Mr. Moses, 5,000 years ago in Israel. Maybe that was their theory about what's safe to eat and what's not safe to eat for health, human health. Okay? So there's a possibility. It's a human-made theories, causal system. Okay, there's a possibility. I'm not saying it's the truth. I do not know what the truth is. Okay? I'm only a human being. I only can present you what I think, my opinion, my theory. Okay, and it's a possibility. That's what I'm saying. Okay? Now, that theory by Mr. Moses that lobster, shrimp, clams, conch, which is oceanic snail, okay, or freshwater catfish. Mr. Moses' theory is that they are not safe to eat for human health. But modern science proved them wrong. They are safe to eat as long as they're fully cooked. There's absolutely no health issue there. Whereas ocean conch, yeah, there's some species that's not edible. Some species are even poisonous. Okay, but some other species of conch, the oceanic snail, are edible. I've eaten them. They're delicious. I've eaten them in South Korea. Okay, oh, they're delicacy. The texture, oh, so good. Yeah. Need to be fully cooked. Typically boiled in the water. Okay, yeah. Yeah, octopus, clams, squid. I've eaten them. Catfish. Yeah, I've eaten them. Fully cooked. Okay, yeah. No problem. Okay. So Mr. Moses' theory was wrong. But what if Judaists who believe that it was God's eternal truth, timeless truth? That's why they still obey, right? Well, that means God was wrong. Because shrimp, fully cooked shrimp, that's safe to eat. So it's either two possibilities, okay? It's either God was wrong, God of Israel, Jehovah was wrong, the theory that shrimp is not safe to eat, okay? Or second possibility, actually it was not God's idea, not God's theory. It was Mr. Moses' theory. But he said it's from God. Okay, then maybe he lied to people of Israel. Maybe it was his theory. But it was the wrong theory. Shrimp is edible if fully cooked, okay? Mr. Moses thought it was not edible, even if even if it's fully cooked, okay? So somebody was wrong. It could have been God or it could have been Moses. And Mr. Moses, if it was his theory, but he portrayed that theory as not as his own theory, but as God's eternal, timeless truth. Then Mr. Moses lied to people of Israel. Okay? Because it's a wrong theory, scientifically. Shrimp is edible if fully cooked. Okay? So somebody has to be wrong. Okay. But don't get me wrong, there are many paths in Judaism, many doctrines are very moralistic. Many of them, not all, but some Judaism, like Hebraism in Old Testament Bible, some of them are valid doctrines, like honor thy parents, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not commit adultery. Yeah, those are good rules. Again, don't get me wrong. I'm not anti-Semitic. No, of course not. I love everybody, okay? I'm pointing out that Judaism as a religion, it has some valid knowledge and also invalid knowledge from modern day scientific point of view. That's what I'm saying. And that's my opinion, though. It's a theory about Judaism. I could be wrong. Okay? I'm just expressing my opinion and my theory about Judaism. Okay? And I will also present you my theories about Christianity and Islam too. Because I want to be fair. Okay. Yeah. 5 minutes break. Thank you. Back to humanology. Humanology school. Okay. Yeah. Well, look, I take it or leave it. Okay. I'm just presenting my theory. That's all. Because I have luxury to do so. I'm in America. Freedom of speech. Okay. Yeah. I intend to use it. Otherwise, why am I in America? Okay. Yeah. 5 minutes break. Okay. Thank you. But if I offended anybody, I apologize. That's not my intention. I respect people. I do not want to offend anyone. Okay. But if I happen to offend anybody, I apologize. I'm sorry. Okay. So please feel free to stop watching this because we're going to talk more about religions. Yeah. Please feel free to stop watching this. Okay. Yeah. We'll fast forward. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. 5 minutes break. Okay. Thank you. Yep. 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 Thank you. Okay. Now let's talk about Islam. Okay. All right. Okay. Look, I apologize beforehand if I offend anybody. Okay. So But I have to do my job as a humanologist. Okay, so what we are doing here is to looking at traditional Abrahamic religions in from more rational, more modernistic, scientific point of view. Okay, yeah, yeah. I think it's good time to do so. Why? Because it's about time. Yeah. Questioning old traditional religions. Okay, yeah. So that next generation would do better than current generation. Okay, so evolution. Okay, so welcome to humanology school. Yeah. Also, I like talking about religions. Okay, I appreciate religions, but I also enjoy criticizing them too. Okay, yeah. Well, it's just me. Right? Yeah. Now, Islam. Uh, Mr. Muhammad Allah, Prophet Muhammad Allah in Quran forbade lenders or bank from taking interests from borrowers. I understand that's a charity, helping the poor, a good intention. I get it. I understand. Okay, the ethics behind the morality. Yeah, yeah. But in modern day standard point of view, look, okay, bank, we deposit money, right? And their bank have employees. They need to get paid. Okay, so we deposit money, and bank they loan out, lend those money, and they get interest from the borrower of the money, like car loan, home loan. We pay interest. Okay, that's how they make money by loaning out deposited money and then pay their employees in the bank employees. Otherwise, how can they make money? Alternative system, sure. Let's say depositors paying money to the bank. Let's say I deposit, let's say $100 to my bank, and maybe I pay fee every month, 1% of that money. So I deposit $100, and every month I pay $1, 1% of my deposited money. So the $100 will be gone in 100 months. So that's like about in 10 years. That's alternative. Yeah, sure, alternative. Yeah. Okay. But borrowers of that from that bank, no interest. So they just borrow money, pay back the principal, but no interest. Yeah, I guess it could work. Sure. But in modern day point of view, borrowers, they're not necessarily poor people. Okay? Like, who borrow money? Okay, home loan. This house is about $150,000. Half acre lot, three-bedroom house, okay? I do not have $150,000, so I have to borrow money. It's standard home, so 30-year home mortgage, okay? Yeah, 30 years, yeah, pay every month. I pay about $1,000. They include like interest and principal, okay? Yeah. So $1,000 per month, 1 year, $10,000, okay? $10,000 times 30, $300,000. Okay. So 150. $100,000 plus $150,000. Principal plus interest. Interest being about the same as principal, okay? Okay. In total. Okay. Can I afford it? Yeah. Yeah. I'm a lawyer in Alaska. Yeah, I can afford it. So maybe at that time, 600 AD in Middle East, it was different economic system, right? So borrowers and lenders, maybe at that time, borrowers were very poor people and lenders wealthy people. Okay, yeah. So that historical context, we can understand why Mr. Muhammad Allah, Prophet of Islam, had that rule. It's understandable, yes. Okay, but in Islam, they regard that rule as timeless, absolute, eternal rule from their God, Allah in Arabic. Okay? But I have to disagree. Okay? It's not that timeless rule. It's maybe it was correct rule in 600 AD during Mr. Muhammad Allah's time, but not anymore. Okay? Yeah, I'm a borrower. I paid this home loan, but I'm not poor person. I'm middle class. I'm a lawyer in Alaska. Okay? Yeah, I can afford to pay interest, and I do not mind it. Bank, yeah, their employees, they need to be paid for their service. Okay? Bank, building, they have to pay for electricity, heating in the winter, during the summer, air conditioning. They have expenses. Okay? Yeah. So yeah, that could be alternative system. Even today, yeah, some banks in Islamic countries like in Middle East, they have no interest. Okay, which is kind of cool. Okay, how maybe they have alternative business model. Okay, yeah, sure. But in modern day point of view, having no interest charge to the borrowers, that's not necessary because many of borrowers, they're business corporations and they have money. They borrow money. Business entities like companies, corporations, they borrow money from banks. And they are not poor people. They have revenue. They sell products. International corporations like Microsoft, IBM, Apple, they do borrow money from banks, okay? And they can pay back interest. So having no interest charge is not no longer necessary at all. Okay. So that rule, at least some aspect of that rule, no interest charge, it is outdated. And it's partially outdated rule. Okay. Okay. Okay, in my opinion, okay? Yeah. But that's common sense, isn't it? If you think about it. Okay, yeah. Now, 5 minutes break for rest, okay? Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Okay. Now, Christianity, okay? Yeah. Just round robin. Okay, so hairstyle, hair redo. Maybe I should go to hell for this clumsy hairstyle. Okay, just kidding. Look, I'm half secular, half religious, okay? And my religion is humanology, okay? So I have this greater degree of freedom than people belonging to Christian or Islam or Judaistic tradition because they have to obey their religious rules, right? I don't. I take the goods and reject the bads from those religions because I don't belong to their community. So I have greater degree of freedom. Okay. Now, Christianity. Okay, Mr. Jesus said, yeah, if you have very small amount of faith, like at the size of mustard seed, okay, then you can move the mountain. Okay, I love that strong faith. I admire it actually. I do. It's beautiful. It's very poetic. Again, look, I love Mr. Jesus. I admire him. Okay, the strength of that faith is beautiful. Yeah, sometimes we need it. Yeah, sometimes we do need it. Okay, yeah. Believe in miracle. It keeps us going. Okay, and when we go through some difficult times, yeah, it's cool. Okay, yeah, but was it yesterday or a couple of days ago? Yeah, some examples like to save a human being, it takes rescue workers, ambulance drivers. Ambulance drivers, they're specially trained, okay, because they go through like ambulance sirens go through traffic, okay, so special training for ambulance drivers, okay. Emergency medical technicians, EMT people, okay, highly trained, okay. CPR, everything, okay, so and nurses, doctors, highly educated people. And medical insurance companies, they did more because surgeons, doctors, nurses in emergency room, it takes a lot of money. Yeah, so medical insurance companies, money, okay, to save one person's life. Yeah, faith, yeah, prayer, support system is very, very important in essential, okay? But it takes more than that to save one person. Yeah, to move a mountain. Mining operation, gold mining, fossil fuel, diamond, whatever, to move a mountain, yeah, it takes a lot of investment money. Yeah, and faith by stockholders, investors. Yes, faith again important, okay? But it takes money and also engineering knowledge, science, geologists, and even bomb, yeah, dynamite, TNT, and big excavating machinery too, engineering, okay? It takes a lot to, yeah, faith important, but to move a mountain, it takes more than that, faith. But Mr. Just said, yeah, faith is all you need. I have to disagree with Mr. Just. Respectfully. So I just disproved Judaism, Islam, and Christianity, three Abrahamic religions. I disproved all three of them tonight, today, this evening, okay? Well, welcome to Human Rights School, okay? I'm doing my job as a human rights, okay? But if I offended anybody, I apologize. I'm sorry. That was not my intention, okay? Well, having said that, yeah, Abrahamic religions, three of them, okay, they're goods and bads. So I take the goods, reject the bads. That's all. Yeah, I learn from them too. Only the good stuff, okay? Yeah. And I reject the bad doctrine, outdated doctrines from their religions, okay? So, yeah, welcome to human school, okay? Yeah. Violence very vocalized, okay? Yeah. Oh. Well, so let's talk about Islam, okay? So uh a break from reading the news, but I got back to it, okay? So there's some incidents in America, okay? So so-called Islamic terrorists or jihadists. Yeah, I don't see them as Muslims, okay, because they're not obeying the Prophet Muhammad Allah at all. Prophet Muhammad Allah would not approve this so-called Islamic terrorists or jihadists, okay? I don't think he would approve that at all, okay? Because original Islam in Quran, yeah, I did not read all of it, but I read about first three chapters, something like that, okay? So I was surprised because Prophet Muhammad in Quran really respected Judaism and Christianity. Okay, that preceded Islam. So Judaism about what 3,000 years BC, something like that. Mr. Moses, and Christianity like 0 AD, and Islam, Prophet Muhammad Allah about 600 AD. Okay, so and in original Islam, there's this concept of continuity. Okay, first Judaism, then Christianity, then Islam. So original Islam, they regard Islam as more improved, more evolved religion than Judaism and Christianity because it's more updated, more recent, so more evolved and improved than the two predecessors of Judaism and Christianity. Okay. Yeah, I like the concept, evolution. Okay. Yes, continuity. Yeah. So Prophet Muhammad Allah respected Judaism and Christianity in Quran. They talk a lot about Judaism and Christianity. Okay. I was surprised. Okay. Because I did not expect it at all when I read it. Okay, yeah. So Prophet Muhammad Allah did not regard Judaism or Christianity as his enemies. But he did not like polytheism though. Okay. Me? I have to disagree with Mr. Muhammad Allah. Okay. I think polytheism is cool. It's diversity of religions. Okay. So, yeah. I'm free to disagree with Mr. Moses, Mr. Jesus, and Mr. Muhammad Allah because I do not belong to their religion. But I respect them though. Okay. Mm. Yeah. So the jihadists, holy war jihad, or like Islamic terrorists, I do not regard them as Muslims. No, I see them as political organizations who want to obtain political power. Okay, yeah. Through terrorism, crimes, violence, threats. Okay. In my opinion, so-called jihadists, Islamic terrorists, they're not Muslims, okay, in my opinion, okay? They're politicians, bad kind of politicians, okay, who want political power. They're more political than religious, okay? Yeah. They're using and abusing Islam for as a tool to gain political power, in my opinion, okay? They recruit people to become suicide bombers, and they promise, okay, like, yeah, if you do suicide bombing, then you go to heaven. Okay? It could be very tempting to people who are depressed, people who do not want to live. Okay? So they recruit those people, depressed, suicidal people. Okay? Yeah, yes, yeah, okay, so yeah, you're suicidal, okay, and but we have perfect solution for you. Yeah, we are jihadists, we are Islamic terrorists, you're suicidal, you're depressed, we have perfect solution. Okay? Yeah, suicide bombing or mass shooting, whatever, terrorism. And then after that, yeah, you will go to heaven. That's their pitch, basically, to recruit suicide bombers, mass shooters. Okay. That's their MO, modus operandi. Yeah. So, but in humanology, okay, what we advocate for is exercise, diet, continuing education, career development, so that, and also, yeah, do not listen to sad song, dark, like negative movies, negative TV shows about crimes, violence. Do not listen to sad music, okay? In humanity school, we want people to be always positive, happy, bright, light, okay? And it's a thought habit. In humanology, copium channel, okay, is a thought habit, feelings habit, emotions, emotional habit. You need to keep it positive. You need to make conscious effort to it. The music you listen to, the TV show you watch, movies you watch, make sure they have positive message, not negative, like tragedy, misery. Stay away from those negativities. The Greek tradition, like tragedy, misery, stay away from that. Like Shakespeare, Romeo and Juliet. Yeah, the tragedy, misery, based on Greek tradition, stay away from it, okay? Because they are not mentally healthy. The bad ideologies, okay? You have to stay away from those, okay? Keep it positive, bright. Make it as your thought habit, emotional habit, feelings habit. Always be bright, always be positive, always be happy. Okay? Very important. Lesson in humanology, okay? Yeah. Continuing education, core development, healthy hobbies, exercise, diet. Okay? It's so important. Okay? Now time check. It's been about 1 hour. Let's ventilate, okay? Yeah. Also good rest, good food, healthy food, okay? Yeah. Yeah. Personal hygiene, all the good stuff, okay? Yeah. Ah, Oh, welcome back, welcome back. Good evening. Yeah, so in the news, I read that some even some religious organizations, they hired armed private security guards in religious organizations. Okay, I think it's a very good idea. Okay, because in this day and age, okay, all these crimes happening in religious organizations, also schools too. Yeah, so hiring private armed security guards, great professionals, okay, I think it's a very good idea in this day and age, okay. Because why? Because 911 police officers, it takes time for them to arrive, to drive streets, to go to that place. It takes time. But this potential criminal is like right there. It could be in school, shopping mall, supermarket, or religious organization building. But if they hire non-police officer, private security guards who's licensed to carry guns, they are always there. Yeah, they have to pay security guards for their services. Okay, for their training in like target shooting in gun range, okay? Yeah, they have to pay for them. Yeah, of course. But they're always there. Private security, armed guards, highly trained professionals, okay? That's a very good idea. Yeah. In school or religious organizations or supermarket, shopping mall, yeah, it's a good idea because they are already there and they can prevent mass shooting. Right? Yeah. I think it's a very good idea, okay? Mhm. Yeah. Because we have to be realistic, right? And adapt and adjust in order to survive. Yeah. But in human school, we are kind of idealistic too, okay? We emphasize martial arts, okay? But legal ownership of guns, yeah, I have guns. I know how to shoot a gun, okay? I was in the US Army, okay, so yeah, okay? But in humanology school, yeah, we emphasize more about martial arts than gun ownership, okay? But yeah, learning how to shoot a gun legally, like shooting range, yeah, that's I think it's good. Mhm. But in humanities school, we prefer martial arts education, okay, over gun education because yeah, but gun education, safe gun education is important, okay, gun safety, yeah, it is important, okay. But in humanities school, yeah, martial arts is more important than guns. Why? Martial arts it builds self-confidence. It's good exercise. It's fun. It's physical exercise. Okay, and it's more versatile exercise and martial arts. Okay, and it's fun. Build confidence. And yeah, guns you can jam, and it's expensive. Martial arts you can do it for free, and it's a good exercise. Okay, so very healthy. Okay, so okay, yeah, that's why. Yeah. Hmm. So when I get into my car in the parking lot, I immediately lock the door of my car, okay? Because I watch some real crime documentaries. Sometimes, yeah, criminals they get into a person's car with a weapon, okay, in a parking lot, okay? Yeah, so law. watching some real crime documentaries help so that you don't get into that situation. Okay, so whenever I get into my car in a parking lot, I lock the door. Okay, yeah, so that nobody would get into my car with weapons. Okay, I don't know. Okay, and I also practice martial arts too. Okay, yeah, I think that's about it. Okay, I need to eat some food, and I already brushed my teeth, so I need to eat some food and maybe watch some YouTube videos and go to bed. Okay. Yeah, so happy Friday. Okay. Love martial arts, okay? Continue education, core development, okay? Yeah. Be safe, okay? Yeah, thank you. See you later. Thank you. Mhm. Yep.